This man woke up one morning and realized he was dead, confused, scared. He looked around to see if there were any signs of foul play. He found none. It was as if he had lived an entirely different life. In other realities, we make different decisions. We live different lives. This man claimed to remember a wife in life that never existed. He remembered their wedding day, the way she looked at him, the way they danced at their reception. Everything seemed new and strange. He didn't recognize anything. It was like he had never been there before. He went to the local police station, but they told him to go home, that everything would be all right. He asked them if there had been any reports of missing persons, but they said no. They ran a check on him and found nothing. They said everything was fine, that he should just go home and relax. He went into the bathroom and stared at his reflection. According to some experts, the reason we can't remember other versions of ourselves is because we never actually meet them. We exist in a world where only one version of us exists. But there are other theories out there. Some say that there are infinite versions of us out there, but we can only access one at a time. Others say that we have access to all of our alternate selves, but we subconsciously block them out. He walked for hours until he came across a bar. Did he somehow slip into an alternate reality where he had a wife and kids and a dog named Max? Or were these memories planted in his head by someone else? Were they real or imagined? He sat down and ordered a drink. As he sat there thinking about his strange situation, a woman approached him. She sat down next to him and asked if he was okay. Daniel told her about his strange situation. He told her about the memories that were plaguing him, about the life he was living. Who was this man staring back at him? He didn't know. She took him to a secluded part of town and introduced him to an old man. In fact, it's likely every time we make a decision, we split off into a different version of ourselves. Every time we choose between two options, we create two versions of ourselves. One that chose option A and one that chose option B. If we keep making decisions, those versions of us will continue to split off, creating an infinite number of versions of us. The old man listened intently, and when Daniel was done, he told him that he was suffering from a rare form of amnesia. He said that the memories he was experiencing were real, that there was a version of him out there living that life. He didn't know who he was or how he got there. He remembered how it felt to hold her hand, the way she smelled. Suddenly, it wasn't just a feeling. It was as if the memories were being implanted into his head. According to the man, Daniel, he had been living his life as normal. He worked as a baker, just like he always had. He got off work at around 5 p.m. and headed home, just like he always did. But once he got home, everything changed. That's when the memories started to come back to him. Memories of a woman named Emily, a beautiful woman with long flowing brown hair. They had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Their names were Oliver and Isabella. And they also had a dog, a golden retriever named Max. Daniel had been in love with Emily since he first laid eyes on her. They had a connection that was almost spiritual. He felt complete with her. Versions of us exist where we have superpowers and where we don't. Where we live in mansions and where we're homeless. Versions of us exist where we never met our spouse, or where we have 12 kids, where we died in childhood, or where we're immortal. The possibilities are truly endless. What the hell was going on? Was he having a massive psychotic break? Had someone slipped something into his drink? Or was there another explanation? Something stranger. Something like, for example, an alternate reality. Then he looked down at himself, and that's when he noticed it. A small red dot on his temple. A small red dot like the one from the game of Russian roulette. He tried to call for help, but no sound came out. He tried to speak, but all that came out was a gut. And then he looked down at his hands and saw that they were shaking. He tried to calm down and make sense of what was happening. That's when he started to feel the memories come back to him. Memories of a life well lived. A wife, 2 kids, a dog named Max. He remembered it all so clearly, yet none of it made any sense. The memories didn't match up with the life he was currently living. He lived alone in a small apartment. He didn't have a wife or kids. He didn't even own a dog. According to quantum physics, there are infinite versions of us out there. But could it be possible that one of these alternate versions of us is actually real? He remembered all of their arguments and fights. He remembered all of the good times and the bad. When he looked at his empty apartment, it was as if he was seeing it for the first time. Daniel started to walk the streets. He needed answers. He needed to find someone who could help him. But Daniel couldn't go home because the home he had been living in wasn't his. He didn't belong there. So he kept walking. The woman listened intently, and when he was done, she told him that she knew a man who could help him. But how could this be possible? How could there be 2 versions of him? According to quantum physics, it's possible. But why are we only aware of one? Why can't we remember the other versions of ourselves? Could this be the case? Is this why Daniel was experiencing these memories? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is this proof of alternate realities?